What's going on, guys? It's Flaws, and in this video we're going to be talking about decision making and team strategy, and also just how you adapt throughout the game. The first topic we're going to talk about is team coordination, and a lot of people think when they hear team coordination as what side are we going to hit, are we all going to be together, but it's a lot further than that. On the CT side, what you can do on Inferno is throw these two mollies that are very standard in pro play. Obviously you can't throw both of those, you need a teammate to throw the other one, but what this does is just locks this whole banana position down unless they throw smokes and have to fight back through it. But that still just burns their resources. So you'll see a lot of teams throw this, but in solo queue it's a lot harder to get your team actually coordinated to throw these two mollies. But it does kind of just cut off half the map if the T's don't fight through it. Same thing in middle here. If you have someone, just throw a molly down at the start of the round. You could have a couple players run through here. One's posted up here, maybe one swings this, and then the banana area is cleared. This is cleared in middle. All you have to really worry about is people coming out of this spawn. And I'm sure if you played Inferno, you know, because you've been locked out in T spawn, it does not feel good for the T's. So if you can fight back on this, most times terrorists actually will. But it's just like a good way of showing that just good teamwork and good communication of what you're going to do in the round can really just help you win the round. If you're on the T side and say the CTs just start taking those areas, what you can do is just kind of wait out these nades at the start of the round, like that. They do the mollies for banana. Maybe you have someone posted here so you can watch if they cross. And if they do get across here, what you can do is if they start doing that for like every round and you're getting locked in on this side, you can kind of think about this like in a broader sense too. It doesn't just have to be for Inferno, but if someone's doing something and you can't really stop it, you have to try to think of ways to try to counter it. Maybe you have someone kind of creep up in here. Once that molly fades, someone deep T spawn throws a flash over and they pop their head out, see if they can get a kill. I mean, it's just little ways to try to counter their plays that they're doing. If you don't like kind of find these ways, or maybe you start fighting alt mid, what you can do is kind of push them back and have them not play these really aggressive angles. And if they do these like aggressive plays, you can punish them for it. So just think of different ways that you can counter their strategies and adapt throughout the game. Now let's talk about finding weaknesses in the opponent. If you're someone that plays in halls on the T side, maybe there's a CT that kind of always pushes it or always tries to fight for halls, what you can do is just kind of wait them out just a little bit. Like this, just sit back here. They might throw their molly, their smoke. You can hold this angle. You can have a teammate right behind you. You can clear this together. Clear a long haul, clear a short haul, like this. Then what you can do is just sit here and wait. If they're making a lot of noise quad, or maybe they're arch, or maybe sight, and you can hear them, what you can do is just kind of see if you can bait out some utility, like this. Throw a flash, nothing really is shooting back, no one's moving around too much. You go, okay, they must be posted or they're playing together. And that's actually a little bit of information like that can go a long way. Just knowing like where people are on the map and their reactions to certain things. Like maybe you throw that flash and they smoke this every round. That's a trade for a flash for a smoke. So I think most of the times you're going to take that as the T. So just think about like this when you're trying to find your opponent's a weakness, even if it's not a big one, if it's just something small that they seem to do as a reaction to a play that's not really worth it for them. Just always make them do that. Always make them take the disadvantage in the round. Same thing over here at B. If you're someone that maybe you smoke that, you throw the better smoke from back there, but you smoke CT and they always throw a smoke here. I mean, that's not the worst trade if they're also smoking early in the round at this top car spot. So you get top car, they throw a smoke there, that smoke's fading, you throw a CT smoke. That's two smokes at B. They either have to rotate someone over from A and then you maybe just hit A. But just think about this like while you're taking sites. If you're not even getting to these positions and you don't know these smokes, it's going to be a little bit harder. It's not impossible though, you can still find advantages in different ways. Now we're going to talk about selecting the right weapon for each round. If you're someone that likes to just kind of play in apps, maybe you don't really need an 8K round. Maybe you just want something that you can quickly take apps, run up here, have a Mac 10 maybe, and you jump this corner and get info. And you're playing these close angles anyway. So if you don't have maybe the best buy or one of your teammates is not able to afford an 8K, you can just say, oh, I'll just take the Mac 10 this round, or I'll play in halls and I can take that. Like my gunfights are going to be a lot closer range than pretty much everyone else on the team. Like mid, you obviously want an AK. If you're playing banana, you probably want an AK unless you're going to be like the first guy up every single round that wants to rush it, which even then I think an AK is not the worst choice there. So just kind of think about this, like where are the guns that we have on our team the best for the round? So it might not even be like your apps player has the Mac 10 because maybe they're holding back. Just they have to communicate what their plan is for the round in order for them to actually have the effective weapon for it. A lot of the times you'll see just people buying AKs without actually thinking why. Like, it doesn't make sense if we're just gonna rush B for everyone to have an AK. It makes more sense for maybe 2 MAC-10s, someone just to hold flashes and just run up with them and flash the MAC-10s in while they just kind of run and spray down people as they're running in. Obviously, you might want an AK or 2 for the post plant, but just kind of think about this when you're hitting sites. Plan out your rounds with your weapons and utility more than just buying the base set and then making the strat off of that. Like, it should be the strategies already preset in stone, and then you buy your weapons and your utility. The last thing I'm going to touch on is being unpredictable within reason. If you're an opper and maybe you post it up here every single round, or you go all the way around and you wrap this side and then you peek it, I mean, at some point they're just gonna kind of understand that that's what you're gonna do every round. So maybe you're someone that plays A with the op a lot, you're kind of getting picks, and it's actually better to do this when you're winning the game. Like, if you're up like 3 or 4 rounds and you're kind of getting a good flow of the game, what's a good thing to do is just kind of switch it up on them, and maybe you peek car, or maybe you peek close here with an op, with obviously team flashing you or something. And what this does is kind of makes the T's think like, oh, maybe let's counter them this round. Like, the op's always playing A, let's try to do a fast play A. And you peek B, like if they're on their default, you get an op pick B, they're gonna be like, oh shit, what we had planned is just not working right now. We have to try to send, I don't know, something else. Like what we're planning as the counter strat is getting countered. So like it's getting very difficult to win rounds. And you'll see this in a lot of pro games too. Like, if the team that's winning has a lot of rounds that they can kind of like in a way throw away, they might just go for a play that's a little bit riskier but might catch them off guard, and that's a really good way to push your advantage even further and not get countered and kind of have them come back into the game. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like down below. I'll be making more videos like this, so consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.